walk into the formula aisle and suddenly it feels like a pop quiz you didn't study for. There are cans everywhere, each with claims of being the most gentle or the closest to breast milk. It can get overwhelming fast. Hi, I'm Dr. Mona, a board-certified pediatrician and mom, and welcome back to my channel. This is where I help parents cut through the noise and get evidence-based answers that actually make sense. Today I'm walking you through a step-by-step guide so you can pick formula without feeling like you're deciphering hieroglyphics. And if you missed my first video on label reading, check that out first. Think of it as the prereq before this video. While you're here, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss part 3 of this series and all my weekly parenting, child health, and development videos. Now, before we dive into brands and categories, let's break down what makes each type of formula truly different, because understanding these basics makes every shopping trip easier. After this section, I'll explain how to approach picking out a formula and what your clinician should be considering if switching your baby to a new formula. This is the most common type. It uses cow's milk protein and lactose, which is the natural sugar in milk. It's made safe and gentle for babies and designed to be close to breast milk. Basically, it's the default option you're going to find in stores. And here's a good fact to know. Most healthy babies can start here. And whether you buy a brand name or store brand or generic, it works equally well. Now, gentle or partially hydrolyzed formula. Hydrolyzed just means the protein is partly broken down into smaller pieces. For some babies with gassy tummies or mild fussiness, this can make a difference. Quick reminder though that this is not for babies with a true milk allergy. It's more for mild digestion issues. Next, sensitive or lactose-reduced formula. These have less lactose, the main sugar in milk. Instead, they use other safe sugars for babies who seem especially gassy or who may have mild lactose intolerance. But here's something parents are often surprised by. True lactose intolerance in babies is very rare. These formulas are really meant for mild symptoms, not a full lactose intolerance. Let's talk anti-reflux or AR formula. This formula is thicker. It has rice starch or another thickener added, so it's heavier and harder for babies to spit up. If you want more information on GERD, which is gastroesophageal reflux disease, or spit up, make sure to watch my YouTube video on that topic. Now, extensively hydrolyzed or hypoallergenic formula. Here, the protein is broken down into very tiny pieces, so the immune system is less likely to react. This formula is used for babies with cow's milk protein allergy, or moderate to severe eczema that isn't getting better on standard formulas. Heads up, these formulas smell and taste a lot different because the protein is so broken down, but they are completely safe and nutritious. Then there's amino acid-based or elemental formula. This is the most broken down. Proteins are in their tiniest building blocks, amino acids. These are used only when babies can't tolerate even the hypoallergenic formulas. And an important note, these are typically only started under a doctor's guidance. They're expensive and only needed for certain severe allergies. Soy-based formula is another option. It uses soy protein and has no lactose. These can help babies with rare conditions like galactosemia, or they may be chosen by vegan families. But a little fun fact, having a milk protein allergy doesn't always mean a baby will do well on soy. Some babies can have a cross-reactivity to both. Let's move to A2 milk-based formula. This one uses only the A2 type of cow's milk protein. For some babies, it's easier to digest, but keep in mind, these are not allergy formulas. They're more for mild digestive issues with standard dairy. This uses goat's milk protein, but is fortified to meet all the nutrition needs for babies. Some families prefer it for the taste or because their baby seems to do better on it. Finally, preemie or post-discharge formula for premature babies. These are designed for babies born early or very small. They contain extra calories, protein, and nutrients to help them catch up on growth. For most babies, this won't be necessary unless your doctor specifically recommends it. Here are a few extra tips for any formula you choose. All infant formulas sold in the United States meet strict nutrition and safety standards. Always talk with your child's clinician if you're unsure about allergies, ongoing symptoms, or where to start. And remember, give your baby 5 to 7 days to adjust to a new formula. Small changes in poop or gas are totally normal at first. Before we get completely lost in brands and can colors, let's break everything down in one place so you can make sense of your options. No science degree required. Here's a chart that shows each formula type, common reasons a parent might choose it, and which formulas on the market are palm oil free or corn syrup free. Palm oil and corn syrup in amounts used in formula is not harmful, but I'm listing them here for personal preference. If you're curious about these ingredients, make sure to watch video 1 in the formula series. Now that you've hopefully got the basics, let's talk about how to use this chart if you're actually standing in that formula aisle, staring wide-eyed at all the options. Here's my approach, and it's the exact process I went through with my own kids, starting with the most common question I get from parents. And if you want the TLDW, the too long didn't watch version, skip to the summary section. Step 1, start with standard cow's milk-based formula. So many parents ask me, Dr. Mona, what formula did you give your son Ryan, who's exclusively formula fed? Is there a gold standard? Here's the truth. There's no golden ticket formula. With Ryan, I use Gerber Soothe, which is a whey predominant formula under the standard formulas. For my daughter, we started with Enfamil NeuroPro since that's what was at the hospital, then transitioned her to breast milk as I built up supply as an exclusive breast milk pumper. Different kids, different formulas, and that's totally normal. They're both amazing. You will most likely start with a standard formula unless directed otherwise for issues such as prematurity. But most people start on a standard formula and switch depending on if issues arise. So don't stress about picking the designer brand with the fancy can. Store brands are like comfy jeans from Target. They do their job and nobody but you knows the label. Plus, they're much kinder on your budget. Step 2, adjust for your baby's needs. Here's where things start to feel like a Starbucks order. Options galore. That's where this chart comes in. Let's walk through how you'd use it step by step. Start on the left side. Find the box that matches what's going on with your baby. Gassy, spitting up, doctor says there might be a milk allergy. Look at the type to consider. For example, if your baby is healthy and full term, start with standard, cow's milk-based formula. There are so many options here. I love this resource from the Formula Mom that breaks down each if you want a breakdown. Otherwise, go for what's accessible and what you like the best from all the information you are getting from this video and video 1 of the formula series. I've listed the most popular brands here, plus those that are palm oil or corn syrup free for extra peace of mind for those that need it. But remember, you can have formula with these things. Next, check your personal preferences. Like I said, maybe you don't want palm oil or corn syrup. These aren't harmful in the small amounts used for baby formula, but I've marked formulas that don't have them so you can decide what fits best for your family. Let's say your baby just seems really fussy and gassy and always squirming. That points you to the gentle, partially hydrolyzed column. Here you're going to see examples like Gerber Good Start Gentle, Kendamil, Bobby Organic Gentle. If you want to skip palm oil or corn syrup, just look at those corresponding columns. Super simple. Or maybe your pediatrician mentions cutting back on lactose. Find sensitive or lactose reduced, then use the brand list and ingredient columns. If your baby has been spitting up a lot or has been diagnosed with reflux, get the clearance from your clinician. They may recommend an anti-reflux formula, and again, scan for brands and ingredients based on what works for your baby. Anytime you're switching formulas, this should be under the guidance of a clinician. So, hey, I hope there are some clinicians watching this to learn as well. And hey, if you're ever unsure, bring this chart or take a screenshot and talk to your clinician. This isn't a pop quiz, it's your infant nutrition toolkit. As you're reading this table, you might wonder, but what does Dr. Mona recommend if my baby has X, Y, and Z? Here are my actual clinical tips, but remember, always loop your pediatrician into these decisions, as diagnosing things like colic or cow's milk protein allergy can be tricky. We're going to be talking about colic first, but remember to watch my YouTube video on colic for more. For colic or lots of fussiness, I usually recommend starting with a whey-based formula and or a gentle or partially hydrolyzed formula. But keep in mind, colic means lots of crying, but is a diagnosis of exclusion, and we should be ruling out other issues. So don't try to solve this on your own. And again, watch my full colic video for a deep dive and talk to your clinician for extra support. For frequent isolated spit up or simple reflux, an anti-reflux formula can help, as it's a little thicker and less likely to spit up with. Again, thank you, gravity. Discuss this with your clinician since spitting up is very common and usually harmless, and we want to make sure we're ruling out all other conditions. For symptoms of cow's milk protein allergy like blood in the stool or ongoing eczema, extensively hydrolyzed formulas are usually the next step. Sometimes, though, the diagnosis isn't straightforward. Be sure to watch my video on cow milk's protein allergy and consult your clinician for a proper plan. No matter the symptom, don't make or switch formulas on your own if you're worried about these issues. Always keep a clinician in the loop. They'll help you decide if a switch makes sense and watch for other medical concerns. Quick tip on switching formulas because this comes up all the time. Anytime you change formulas, give it at least 5 to 7 days before deciding if it's helping. Babies' tummies need time to adjust. Don't keep bouncing from can to can. That just makes it harder to know what's really going on. Some changes are normal during the switch. Poop color, a little extra gas, or fussiness for the first couple days. Red flags, though, are blood in the stool, refusing to feed, or poor weight gain. Those are signs to call your clinician if you've switched to a new formula because they may not be tolerating it. The research I'm linking here is from The Formula Mom, a fantastic guide to choosing formulas if you want a deeper dive. You don't have to go this deep. This is for all of you people who want extra information. Here's the simple plan I share with parents in my office and that I use in my own family. Start with the standard cow's milk formula unless your doctor says otherwise. Watch your baby's comfort, poops, and growth for at least 5 to 7 days. If you notice any issues, find your baby's symptom on the chart and explore alternatives. Check the palm oil, corn syrup columns if you have ingredient preferences. Take a screenshot or grab the linked resource so you don't have to remember this all. Talk with your child's clinician before big changes, or if red flags show up like blood in the stool, poor weight gain, or severe discomfort. Remember that most babies do great on standard formulas. Most babies do well on generic and non-brand name formulas. Keep it simple and affordable to you. The reality is formula can get expensive, especially those hypoallergenic types. The good news is store brands and generics are safe, effective, and budget friendly. If your baby needs a special formula, check to see if insurance or WIC can help cover the costs. Many families don't know these resources are there. It's so normal to feel overwhelmed or guilty making these choices. The fact that you're learning means that you're already a fantastic parent. And if you need a less expensive or WIC-covered brand, know you're still giving your baby amazing nutrition. To wrap up, just remember, most babies will thrive on standard formulas. Trends and fancy marketing don't beat what works for your babies in your budget. The best formula is the one that keeps your baby fed, growing, content, whether it's a big brand, a generic, or something you chose for a medical reason. You're absolutely not alone in this. Even pediatricians and nurses get overwhelmed as new parents. Drop your formula questions or experiences in the comments. We read them all and we may answer them in a future video. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the last video in my formula series, which goes over safe preparation and storage of formula. As always, thank you for trusting me to walk you through these questions you may have. Check out the description for more links and resources. Stay well, and I'll see you all next time.